Madelyn Hoffman, you're running for U.S. Senate in New Jersey. You've been a peace activist. I met you in the late 90s when you were a pioneer getting the Green Party off the ground, running for governor in New Jersey. Are you hearing a lot of similar issues in what Ibrahim said?
Yes, I am, Mike, and thanks to everyone for being here and for holding this press conference. I could probably have given the same speech as Ibra just gave because of those issues. Many of these issues have been even further highlighted by the pandemic we just lived through, or we're still living through and dealing with. I'm actually running against Senator Cory Booker, the Democrat, the incumbent Democrat, who ran for president for a time and then gave up on those ambitions and came back to run for U.S. Senate in New Jersey. And I take issue with Senator Booker on a number of these very same matters that Ibra was talking about. First of all, single-payer healthcare and the need to expand and improve Medicare for everyone. Senator Cory Booker said that he stands behind Joe Biden in tweaking the Affordable Care Act. And any of us who have benefited from the Affordable Care Act know that it's extremely expensive and you get very little in return. And it's time instead to scrap that. It was time before the Affordable Care Act to have a true healthcare for all. And this is what one of the things I am working for and fighting for in New Jersey. And Senator Cory Booker does not agree. We get the money to implement such a healthcare system through cutting the military budget. Cutting the military budget by at least 50%. And any Green New Deal, to be a real Green New Deal and an effective one, has to confront the military industrial complex. And Senator Cory Booker does not do that. He does not confront the military industrial complex. In fact, he just proposed an amendment that would mandate, to a previous piece of legislation, that would mandate that the United States gives Israel $3.8 billion annually for the next 10 years. And that's a ceiling. That's a floor, not a ceiling. So should somebody propose that it be more, then more can be spent. And he said flat out when he was running for president that if anyone is concerned about the occupation, the Israeli occupation of Palestine, then he's not their candidate and they should look for another candidate. And I would like to believe that I am that candidate. I'm concerned about the US military operations throughout the world and specifically with Cory Booker in both Israel and Iran. Cory Booker, we had to push him like crazy to sign the Iran deal. And now that it's no longer in place, Senator Booker says he's probably not in favor of such a deal. So if we take the money out of the military budget, at least 50%, we can implement single-payer healthcare, and then we can also implement measures to address climate change, which we can't do unless we cut the military budget and cut the endless wars, join the global call for a ceasefire, especially during this pandemic, and institute a workers and students Bill of Rights so that workers don't have to worry. They can have unlimited sick pay during this pandemic and later. Rents and mortgages are canceled. Student debt is not put on hold, but forgiven. College tuition is free. There's a whole range of options that can be included in this workers and student Bill of Rights. Last thing on education, if you look at, Senator Cory Booker was mayor of the city of Newark from 2006 to 2013. And people in Newark are mad and are angry at him because he dismantled the public education system, moved it to private charter schools. The issue of lead-contaminated water cropped up during his watch. Police brutality was an issue during his watch. And so I believe that I can better represent not only people in Newark, but throughout the state, defund the police, defund the military, implement true single-payer healthcare for all, and a workers and students Bill of Rights.
Well, Madeline, I was originally going to say to you, isn't Cory Booker one of the good guys, and how dare you run against him? So you gave us a lot of arguments why.